And welcome to Behind the Spires. I'm Ed, and this is...
Hi guys, I'm Molly, and we are your friendly neighborhood city employees.
Yes, come join us Behind the Spires, where we will bring the business of Frederick forward, highlighting updates on Frederick's projects, policies, and events.
Each week, we bring a special guest with us behind the spires to introduce you to the people who shape life here in the city of Frederick. Today, we are joined by a very special guest, Jonathan Whitting, a project manager with the Department of Public Works. He is leading the redesign of the Hill Street Skatepark.
I'm excited.
Yes, a roughly $1.7 million renovation of the city's only public skate park with construction targeted for next year.
Yes. And we're going to give you an update on where the project stands, what skaters and families can expect from the new park, and how the city is planning to make sure that this one lasts.
That's right. So if you're not watching us on video, catch our lovely mugs on YouTube at City of Frederick, Maryland. And of course, you can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple,
Amazon,
and other
podcasting
services. Okay. And now, our interview with Jonathan right after the break.
Looking for your next career move? Join us at the City of Frederick Job Fair. Get information on the Frederick Police, Public Works, Administration, Public Affairs, and Information Tech. Build your future today, June 9th at the Frederick Fairgrounds from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Oh, hey, welcome back.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are here with our very special guest, Jonathan.
Nice to meet you guys.
Welcome to Behind the Spires.
Thank you.
For folks who haven't had a chance to meet you yet, tell us a little bit about yourself. I want you to tell everyone where you're originally from as well, because I just found out, and what you do as a project manager for the Department of Public Works.
All right, so my name's Jonathan Witting. I work as a project manager in the projects department at DPW. I was born in Australia. You know, I moved here when I was 11, so I've been a lifelong resident in Frederick since then. So has my family. What project managers do for the city is we just make sure that projects, we run capital improvement projects, which are infrastructure based, like if there's a big storm drain project, or like the skate park we're discussing here, and some other projects, we manage those things, and we just make sure submittals are done, RFIs are on time, we stay on budget, which is a really important thing. So that's what we kind of manage as project managers here in the city.
Okay. How did you get into this line of work? Has it always been the plan to be like project manager for a Department of Public Works?
No, I went to school to be a teacher, and that kind of fizzled out, and I got a job with a company as an inspecting like high rises and stuff. And the gradual progression of my career was just to move up in the small company, and I was a project manager for about 10 years now, and then I came to the city about 2 years ago. So
Okay.
Fantastic. And so before we get into the cool project that you are managing today, Hill Street Skatepark has been a cornerstone of the skate community in Frederick for quite some time. I didn't know this. Tony Hawk and the Birdhouse team even did a demo back there in 2011. We have some footage. Yes. What does the park mean to the community, and what shape is it in today that makes it a project for you?
I think what makes it important to the community is it brings the community together. You know, we have a range from 40-year-old people that want to skate to 5-year-olds. You know, the park is being made not to just be a skateboard park, but to rollerblade, to roller skate, to BMX bike in, to scooter in. So it's going to be a good amenity for the whole community to actually really get to know each other and become more happy with the stuff that's done in their community.
Yeah.
Sure.
I didn't have one growing up.
No, nor did I.
Yeah.
So.
No, I think the closest Middletown Park had was an old RC track that was just
Like a
pavement.
Pavement.
Yeah, so it was just a round circle. So kids would use that to ride their rollerblades and
Yeah, actually, Middletown just got a new skate park too. So we did some R&D and went to a couple skate parks that the companies that bid on the project to see what kind of park they do. So it's been very exciting so far. So
Fantastic. Did you skate or rollerblade or roller skate growing up?
My question.
Yeah.
I was a mountain biker. So I would
Oh.
mountain bike. Me and my friends used to go up into the watershed. I don't know if you've ever been familiar with that. So there's a lot of paths up there, and I've always been interested in things of this nature. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I've rollerbladed.
I was a rollerblader.
I rollerbladed in the basement of my house with my dog chasing me all over.
Oh, there you go.
And where my parents live, there's a hill that goes like straight down.
Yeah.
So we had to be very careful. We were out playing like street hockey.
There you
'Cause
go.
if we kept going, we could not.
Yeah.
That was my problem. That was my problem.
Yeah, we used to build like ramps in the woods. I remember with like our bikes growing up, and it was just like mayhem. Now I think about it, I'm like, how did we survive? We could have used a skate park,
Yes,
to be honest.
yes.
I've tried to skateboard. I can't.
Yeah.
What is the scope of the project? How big is this new park? And what's being demolished and what's being built in its place?
Yeah.
So currently, the skate park is in disarray. You really can't skate it safely. There's actually grass growing up through it.
Oh.
There's cracks. I don't know if you've ever been to the skate park, but it has a big fence around it. It doesn't look very inviting. So we're trying to change like the way it even is perceived when you walk up to it. So we're gonna tear the whole thing down. It's 17,000 square feet, which is like really, really big for a skate park. Most skate parks are like 5,000 square feet. So
Oh,
this is
wow.
going to be a really big one that all types of levels can skate at. It'll be brand new. Yeah, it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty nice.
That's fantastic.
And the first skate park was kind of built not by people that build skate parks.
Okay.
So we're actually bringing in a company that has built them all over the world, and it's going to look like a skate park.
Oh, so that was going to be my question. Like, who did we land on? Who's designing it?
So it's going to be Grindline. They come out of Seattle, and they built, all over the country, all over in Europe. I think they have like 100 in America. They did a nice one down in Baltimore that's really nice. But yeah, they did some really cool stuff. And what drew us to them was the community aspect of being involved and the artwork. We're a very big artsy community, so we're going to have like a skateable feature, maybe a key or a spire or some form of something,
I was going to ask if there's going to be anything that was like drawing to just
Yes.
our park here. Something that skaters could actually use and identify this is Frederick.
Yeah. Yes. So
That is so
yeah,
Frederick.
it's going to be pretty cool. That's one of the main reasons we chose Grindline. Sorry, they made this. They're in some community where like bacon was really big, and they actually made like a frying pan with pieces of bacon and eggs that you could actually skate. So it was pretty neat. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's going to be a cool
Yeah.
feature.
Yeah. Whatever they decide on, So
That's awesome.
it's going to be pretty cool.
Is this being done as like a design build project? Like, can you explain what that means and why the city went that route?
So design build is you have a little bit more control of what the final product is. If you were just going to go straight to like, this is what we want, this is what we're building, that's fine and good to go that route. But since this is a community thing where we want kids and teenagers and adults to be a part of, we want them to be a part of the process of the design. So we go through a 30%, a 60%, and a 90%. So the 30% is just, hey, we had a meeting. We had about 30 to 40 people there, and they all wrote down one feature they would like in the skate park. And then Grindline said, now everybody in here is going to talk. So he went to every person and asked, what feature, what do you want out of a skate park? One of the residents said that her son is really into it and wants to make an Olympic aspiration to it. And the only skate park that her son can do that type of stuff is 4 hours away. Are we able to incorporate some feature like that in our park? And then we had some older men that were 50 who were like, I can't jump out of the skate park anymore. I just want to roll around it and not have to push around it. And then you had some street guys there that, wanted boxes and rails. So it was and that's the first part. So then they'll go back and give us like a preliminary sketch of like, hey, this is what we're thinking. Like we had a resident bring up we have a big deaf community in Frederick. Like, how do we incorporate the deaf community into the skate park? It seems easy, but is it easy? So it's something you got to think about. Like, hey, I go roller skating and rollerblading there. Where am I supposed to put all my stuff while I'm roller skating? So, where are the seats? Because if you go to the skate park now, the skate park's here and the seats face the opposite direction.
Oh,
So it's the little things like that, and then at the 60% design, it'll be like on paper. You'll be able to look at it and the community can say, hey, we like this feature, we like that feature, And then the city will decide and take that into consideration of what's the best for everybody to use. And then the final is, because a lot goes into constructions. You've got stormwater management, you've got, we call it soil and erosion. You need all these types of permits and stuff. So the last part is getting all those permits together and then actually going to build. So it takes the design process, we won't be done with design till about December.
Okay.
And then we will stop because you don't want to build any concrete in the wintertime. It's just, you don't like water, you don't like snow. So we probably won't start back up till about March 27, and the project probably won't be done for about till September or October. That's when the first people will be able to ride to use the park.
Of 2027?
Of 2027, yeah. Considering if the weather's all good, because
Perfect.
this year has been a nightmare. So it could, weather delays the construction process. And one of my skills that I've learned from other jobs is concrete. So it's good to have a concrete background, knowing that you're gonna put a lot of concrete down.
Yeah. There's so many things that you just talked about that I didn't, you don't think of when you're like, oh, let me build a cool skate park, which sounds like that's what we did before, and not necessarily bring in all the different communities, like the deaf community and all of these, and I love the spectator idea, which is like, let's have the seats facing.
Well, one of the residents said, if I'm bringing my 10-year-old son and I've got a 2-year-old,
right?
What am I going to do with the stroller and stuff? So it's good to have the residents come out and say things like that. So because I wouldn't have thought of that.
Right.
Maybe, that's not maybe something that Grindline thinks about. So
right, like strollers, like
yeah. Where would you put them?
So we're in the design process now that you said it's going to end in December of this year. Okay. So we talked a little bit about before the city held a public meeting or like a month or two ago.
Yeah, probably a month or two ago.
And normally we get some people out for public meetings and they share their input, but this was a really
good turnout.
Great turnout.
Really good turnout.
What are those the big things that shaped the design? Those things that were coming from that meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit. Some of the things they wanted specific things to skate on. They wanted like granite edges on the. So some of those things we can't do because we have a budget. Granite's a lot of money, but
right.
Just to think, if you've been to the skate park, it doesn't really like if I've never ridden it, I couldn't ride it. It doesn't flow. It's very compartmentalized. You've got these big bowls with these massive transitions that are just hard to skate. And we don't want to build the park for 5 people. We want to make, we can incorporate that design into the actual flow of the design. So we want to make sure that everybody can skate it, not just 2 people who can skate a 12-foot bowl.
Yeah.
So
Tony Hawk comes in. He's great. Everyone else.
And then what's really cool is the park was dedicated. I guess a young man got hit in a car accident. The actual park is dedicated to him. So we're actually moving the plaque. We're going to keep that plaque and put it in the new skate park. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really important.
I didn't know that I knew we had a big skate community, but when we had the first meeting, I was like, wow, this is pretty impressive, So I would have wished we had some younger kids in there, but I understand, 10-year-old, gets a little nervous or whatnot, but their parents came and expressed their ideas of what they wanted. So.
Advocated on their behalf.
Yeah.
Well, I remember, I guess this was at City Council a couple months ago when they approved the funding for it, and there was a young member of the skate community there, and it was so cool to see because it's like I don't like giving public comment, and he got up there, and it was just like it was really cool to see the passion in the community. Yes. And it's like whenever someone's like really vibing out and like doing what they love, you're just like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it was. It's been great so far. Meeting the people, they've been very, very open and very. I don't know what the word is. to express their opinion of what they wanted. You know,
Yeah.
they really want it. They want it to last a long time. So we're gonna do our best.
And so if the first one was built, how, like, was it 2011?
2004.
2004.
2004.
Oh my goodness.
So it's
Okay.
22 years old.
And so the plan for this one is to be a longer than 20 years, or?
Well, when the first skate park was built, no one really told us how to maintain it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when that RFP was written, that's before my time. So in this RFP, when we submitted it to people to bid on, that was part of what we required was, hey, could you give us a manual of how to fix this? And, you know, then Grindline might come back every 2 years and be like, you know, for the next 5 years, not forever, but teach us how to replace it, you know, put some protective stuff on it, you know,
Yeah.
whatever that might be. And then when the original park was, no, we didn't really budget for maintenance.
Mm.
So now, since we're getting this state of the art, we're gonna, you know, Bob and the Parks Department want to maintain it, and they want to make sure they have the money in their budget to do the maintenance, because
Yeah.
really no one did it. So when it snowed, it just sat there.
Yeah.
So it deteriorated. But 20 years is a good time for a company that doesn't specialize in building skate parks.
Yeah.
You know.
So Frederick has a strong skate community that's been advocating for this for years. How are you guys keeping in the loop with the design as it develops?
Basically, we're going to have those 3 community outreach programs. We had our first one. We'll do our next one at 60 and the next one at 90. But Bob Smith from the parks, he was a big part of this whole process too. He had some local skate community members help us out with picking the right
Mm-hmm.
contractor to do it, because it came really close to 2, and we actually had an interview with them. And one gave a really nice PowerPoint. The other one was good, but not as good as the other. So when we went with Grindline, when we had the first meeting, everybody gave a round of applause. Like, they're like, we're so glad we went with this. They're not, they call them cookie cutter. Like, some of them were, they prefab their stuff at a machine shop, and it would come, they'd do it. It's from the ground up. So it's really cool.
What part of the design are you personally most excited about? Like, what did you see that you were like, oh yeah?
I'm really into the skatable art. You know, my father was an art teacher at FCC, so I'm always into a bit of painting and things like that. So like, I would like to, you know, I just don't want it to look like concrete. We might do a mural or some kind of thing on it if we have the money, you know. But so we're looking into that, you know. So
Love. Let me throw out an idea for you. Jamie Gerhold with the Parks and Rec department does a Mural 101 class.
I've seen that.
So she could come out with her students and do like a awesome mural.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be really cool, actually.
That would be
yeah,
so
that would be
awesome.
really neat. Because there's a lot of murals in Frederick. Murals.
Yeah.
If I said that right, yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, on the buildings, and so it's really cool.
Or an RC community. Well, when you were talking about like integrating maintenance into... I know that's what we're doing now with public art, because that was not, you know, like we started, let's put all this public art in, but there was no plan to like
upkeep it. Yeah.
upkeep. And so it's cool that we're learning lessons and we're putting that forward. What's been the toughest part of this whole process so far for you?
I don't think we've got into the toughest part yet. Hopefully it runs smoothly. I think the design phase will be pretty smooth and exciting to get to, just to have the community and the residents involved. The hard part is the construction part, and if we run into weather.
Yeah.
Because it's very weather deterrent. They don't call it concrete, they call it shotcrete. It's kind of what you put on pools, if you've ever seen that type of thing. And that's a skill. And this company, all their employees are like certified and working with this type of material, and they've done it for 30 years. So yeah, it's I hope nothing will be the hardest, but
you're like, well, the good news is that we haven't hit it yet.
Yeah. The hardest parts, it for me, will be the grant funding. Grants are very tricky.
Yes.
You know, just to make sure you're doing it the right way, you have the right signage, because this was a Fed grant. So one of the things is I have to purchase a little sign that says this was funded by this LWC grant fund.
Right.
Little things like hopefully I don't forget that sign.
Yeah.
But,
Like reporting on like your progress and all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Because the project just didn't start with the city council. I mean, the grant department, they probably put a year or more into just getting the grant
Oh,
for
really?
us to match it, because the grant is a matching grant. So the federal government's paying for half of it and we're paying for the other half. So if we were to pay for the whole thing, we might not have had it for another couple years. So yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize
Yeah, there's
that.
a lot of work went into this. So
Oh my gosh, this has
with
been like a couple
everybody.
years in the
Oh yeah,
making.
it's probably been like 5, I would think. Yeah.
Well, I know Kelly Russell, like this was
Yep.
her big
That was her
project.
baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was up at city council meeting.
Yeah.
That's what do you call
I
it?
saw her. I was like, hey, other side of the podium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a lot of work, and this is like the easy part. We've got the grant, and now we just need to cross all the T's and dot all the I's and skate away.
You're going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, for residents who want to follow along or share feedback as the design process goes, like, let's say I wanted to see a vert ramp there to see all the skaters fly high.
Ooh.
How would one do that? What would be the best way?
So you can actually just reach out to Grindline, and you just type in Frederick Skate Park, and any idea that you have, you can just put it on there. Or you can come to the community meetings. I'll tell you, the hardest thing is getting the word out that we're having the community meeting.
That's where we can come in.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing.
Okay.
So, I went around and posted at all the parks.
Uh-huh.
I went to the schools, like Hot TJ and Frederick High, but found out they're not allowed to post things like that in
Oh.
schools. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I said, well, if you could, can you try?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the thing, is getting people out to the actual meetings.
You got any that are upcoming?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a date yet because Grindline hasn't sent me the date yet. But as soon as I get a date,
Okay.
we put it on all the social media platforms for Frederick. But you never know who's watching those. So, but that was my main thing stressed out. It's like, hey, we're gonna come out here and we'll have 3 people. But we had a really
I was
good
just going to
turnout.
say, you did well,
had a
even
really
though you
good
couldn't
turnout.
post in schools.
Yeah, we did a really good turnout. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Well, we're excited to see it.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to like go out and do some like pics and updating of when it gets into the construction phase of like what.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you took some pics, actually Grindline on their website has parks that they've already done.
Oh yeah.
And if you see them, they're really cool. What I would like to do, what I found from the first meeting was they kept mentioning other skate parks. Hey, we want it to look like the one in Arlington. Man, did you go to the one out in North Dakota? It's amazing. I want that vibe for our
Yeah.
skate park where,
Yeah.
hey, we're building a new one. Let's go see Frederick's. It just got built. It's 17,000 square feet. So
That's awesome.
it should be, yeah, that's what I liked most so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is the current one 17,000 or
Yes.
okay, got it. So we're just
But the 17 one, it was built weird. So you've got like this raised area where they put these 3 bowls in, and then this big drop off, and it kind of just doesn't flow
Yeah.
like a skate park. Like
Yeah.
if you saw it, you would be like, even if you don't skate, you'd be like, it's very compartmentalized.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, that's why we went with the company that's designed skate parks for 20 years, has national, awards for the skate park. So yeah, it's going to be really good.
This will be like a true skating playground, like
think so.
huge. Maybe we'll do like a Behind the Spires tries
Yeah.
skateboarding.
Yeah.
You're like,
Just-
yeah.
yes.
Wear your pads.
I will. And a
Wear your
helmet
pads.
too.
Yes, wear your pads. Yes.
Well, Jonathan, thank you so much for being with us today and
Well,
sharing.
Before I cut off,
Yes.
there's also other things at the park that are going to happen.
Oh.
We're also building a pump track right next to the skate park, which should be done just a little bit before the skate park, and
Hey.
that's a 6,000 square pump track, where it's going to be an asphalt pump track, and you can pump right all around. It's going to be right next to the park, and it will lead into the skate park.
cool.
So it's going to be a very exciting park.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, because Hill Street Park is getting upgrades. So they're getting pavilions. They're getting some new multi-purpose fields. All their skating rinks. They have some skating rinks out there. They're all going to be repurposed. So it's going to be a really nice park.
Oh, so Hill Street's going to be totally brand
Totally
new.
redone.
Oh, heck
totally
That'd be a
yeah.
place to go.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because then, that whole side of town will be getting an upgrade.
Revitalized.
Yes, revitalized.
Yes.
There you go. That's the word.
Yeah.
It's going to be really nice.
That's awesome. That's really good to hear. We'll definitely keep, first of all, in any way we can help to publicize those
yeah,
public
promote.
meetings,
Yeah.
even though you're getting great turnout. I think people are super excited about this. I know people are super excited about it. And we want to come out and like check it out as it goes and learn how to skate, if we will. But before we go, we do have
Quick round trivia.
quick round trivia for you.
Quick round trivia.
Quick round
Okay.
trivia. He's right in. He knows how to do it.
Yes.
Okay, so listen. This is just your first answer right
Okay.
off the bat, okay? Just fastest, do not think.
Okay.
Okay, Ed?
All right. Favorite local restaurant in Frederick?
Oh, tasting room.
Ooh, fancy. Okay, go-to spot to take out-of-town visitors. He's like, tasting room.
The Riverside boat ramp on Oxy River.
Hey, that was just completed from Jonathan and
Yes.
team.
Yeah.
We have a new boat ramp too. It's great.
Yeah, check it out.
All right. Favorite hike or outdoor spot around Frederick?
Favorite hike.
Or mountain bike area.
Yeah.
So my favorite hike would be Annapolis Rock on the Annapolis Trail, where you can park up off of 70.
Yep, past Middletown.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that place.
It's a
That's
great-
all I went during COVID because there was nothing else to do.
It's a 2-hour hike, and it's the highest point in Maryland, I think.
Yeah, it's
So it's
beautiful
really good.
pics.
Yeah. hmm
Very nice answer. Well, Jonathan, I hope you come back to the podcast maybe when you guys get into construction or closer to,
Yeah,
something,
totally.
so we can get an update. But thank you so much for being with us.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much for having me.
Yes, and we will be right back. Bye. Oh, okay.
For 250 years, Americans have marked the turning points that shaped a nation. Here in Frederick County, we embody that story, and in 2026, we are coming together as a community to remember and reflect on our past.
A place where historic ideals unite with the ideas of new generations, where people come together to achieve common goals, and where a more perfect union is built. 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and 1 year at a time. And in the next 250 years, Frederick County will continue to lead the way into a bright future. Happy birthday, America, and here's to many, many more of this republic of ours.
And we are back, you guys. Well, Ed, that was Jonathan Whitting, and I'm so happy that he told us about the Hill Street Skatepark redesign. It's been a really long time coming, and I know people are super excited about it, so I'm glad we got an update.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's not just a quick, fast lift.
Yeah.
It's a long-term investment in a space that hadn't seen a major upgrade in like decades.
I know.
I'm excited to see like what actual, equipment they put out there, half pipes and vert ramps and like the grind bars and everything. It's really exciting to see or think about what it could possibly be.
When you pulled out vert ramp?
Vert ramp.
I was like, what did this man just become a skater or something?
I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
You were like, oh, just maybe we'll see a vert ramp. I was like, okay, Tony Hawk, get out of here. But construction is targeted for 2027, and you can follow along as it's built, like Jonathan said. And when he explained that design build of like getting the public input and having people share exactly what they want to see, and then the company who's doing it like build it in, I was like, oh, that is like totally the way to do it. And another thing you can follow along by the by is our US 250 celebrations. They're happening all around the city. It is the semi-quincentennial, and you can find upcoming events and pictures from previous celebrations, a lot of them taken by our very own apprentice, Piper Bailey.
She's behind the camera right there.
She is behind the
She's
camera.
smiling.
Hi, Piper. You can find it on our page, frederickmd.gov/USA 250.
Yes, and a reminder that city council meetings and work sessions are open to the public. So you can attend in person or watch online. Head to the city's public meeting page for agendas, videos, and meeting materials.
And if you guys don't have time for a full meeting because sometimes they can run
Very long.
very long. Behind the Spires now has a short news update format. Quick briefings on what's happening around the city, new projects, major decisions, and upcoming events. And you can also check out our city minutes on our YouTube and social channels.
So there's lots of ways to stay connected. And of course, we want to hear from you.
We do.
If you have questions, topic ideas, or someone you'd like us to interview, maybe we can get Piper back there. Send us an email at behindthespires@cityoffrederickmd.gov.
That's Behind the Spires at cityoffrederickmd.gov.
That's behindthespires@cityoffrederickmd.gov. And if you enjoy the show, remember to like, subscribe on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube, all the places.
And before we dip on back behind the spires, we ask a very small favor. Tell a friend about the podcast, and if you get a chance, leave a quick 5-star review right in your podcast app. It only takes a second, and it helps more people discover the show.
Yes. So we thank you for spending some time with us today. And remember that kindness costs us nothing, but it means everything.
Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time on Behind the Spires.
Bye.